at the time I was living like with my mom, my grandma, my brother and stuff, you know. And so when I brought the machine in, they helped my mom with her arthritis, my grandma with her high blood pressure. I have a friend Denise, my friend Denise out in San Diego, helped her with her epilepsy.
Yeah.
You know, so there's a lot of crazy stuff, bro. And even that was my own personal experience. And then I heard like so many stories and testimonials too. And so I was like, well, if it's helping me, my friends and my family, just imagine what it can do for the rest of the world, you know?
Yeah, facts. Dope. Another podcast, another episode of Adversity Kings. We have special guest Ricky, right? And then how do you say your last name?
Aitken.
Aitken?
Yes,
Dope.
sir.
How you doing, bro?
Doing great, bro.
Good,
yeah,
dude.
super happy to be here. Excited,
Awesome.
man.
So you got in when, Tuesday?
Tuesday night, yeah.
Awesome. So what all are you doing in Chicago then?
Mainly, I think this was like the main, one of the main purposes to come here to see you.
Yeah,
know?
let's go.
And then also too tonight, I'm gonna be doing a presentation for Enagic, our company, for the Kangen Water.
Okay.
Yeah, so we're doing that in the city of Mount Prospect.
Awesome. So do you guys like have an office here? Is there a team here, or what all is based?
Yeah, we have because our company has like 40 locations right now, 23 countries. So the closest one to here is going to be in the city of Mount Prospect. Yeah, so it's like an actual like, you know, company office. That's mainly where they kind of handle like processing the orders and stuff like that.
Yeah.
They don't have too many like I would say like product on stock there, but it's mainly for processing orders and hosting presentations, you know.
So who's the CEO?
His name's Mr. Oshiro. So, well, so he's basically, this dude's like 81 years old, you know, he's based out in, Okinawa, Japan.
Okay.
You know, so doesn't even speak English, bro, but he has insane energy.
So who's like the highest leader in America that represents the company?
I would say her name's, Cynthia Briganti.
And where is she based out of?
She's based out in California.
Based out of Cali?
Mm-hmm, SoCal, yeah.
Okay, awesome. So is she here to kind of assist with the presentation, or?
No. So she's like, because you know, it's like network marketing, right? So we're all like independent distributors.
1099.
1099, yeah.
Awesome.
So we're basically just like, you know, you can build your business however you want. And so since I was coming out here, I was like, well, let's maximize the trip. So I reached out to the office. I'm like, yo, I'll be in town, you know, on this day. Like, what's up with like allowing me to host a presentation? I got some people together. We recently launched a couple new business partners out here in Chicago.
Yeah.
So kind of and then just meeting them too is kind of what became as well.
So before we get any further, where can everybody find you and different things like that? What things do you want to shout out? Because with us being like an underdeveloped podcast, I want to start initially opening up with shouting you guys out and helping market your businesses.
Oh, dope. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so you guys can definitely follow me like on Instagram, on TikTok. My handle is my first and last name, so at Ricky Aitken, and then global. It's the same for both Instagram and TikTok. I have a podcast too. That's you can find it on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify. It's called The Law of Success, Create the Life You Desire. I definitely got to get more, you know, I would say consistent with it.
It's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard. No, people don't realize how draining it is to do podcasts.
Bro, yeah, for sure.
To consistently do podcasts, it takes a lot.
Yeah,
That's
definitely.
so.
Yeah, but those are my, I would say like the main platforms besides like Facebook and stuff.
How do you, I imagine people could spell Ricky, but what about Aitken?
Yeah, so Aitken is spelled Aitken.
Okay, dope. So
Yeah.
it's Ricky Aitken for you
Yes,
guys
sir.
that didn't get that.
Correct, and then RICKY. So RICKY, AITKEN in global.
So what are the benefits of, is it Kangen Water?
Kangen Water. Kangen. So I would say, if you're out in Japan, like they say Kangen. Out here in the States, so, you know, like we kind of, it's Kangen, yeah.
Okay. So what's the difference between Kangen Water and regular water?
Man, how much time we got?
We got until you got to go.
No, yeah. I mean, there's layers to it for sure, and that's kind of why we host presentations, because the presentation even goes like an hour, sometimes hour and a half. You know.
Yeah.
So we kind of do a whole overview, not only the company, the product.
How long have you been doing this?
Almost 5 years. So
okay,
for
same
4.5
as me.
years. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, I got started like back in March of 2018. But yeah, so I would say one of the main differences though is that like you have living water and then you have like dead water.
Yeah.
Right.
I always hear you say that and I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about?
No, yeah, dude, yeah, that's what they say on TikTok too, you know. So
yeah.
Crazy. But because like with everything though, I'm sure, and maybe you can agree on this, that everything's energy vibrates at its own frequency.
Yeah, I agree with that to an extent. I'm like, yeah.
Okay.
Some energy to it.
Right. So because because nothing's stagnant, right? Like everything here. I mean, the couch I'm sitting on, the table right here, it's all vibrating, right? So
I feel like the couch is sitting there.
the couch is definitely sitting here for sure.
Yeah.
But it's like particle flow, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, that's a whole other topic, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
but
I'm not that smart.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe we'd have to get like some like subatomic like microscope or ask Aiden. I don't know. He looks smart.
Aiden looks very smart, bro. Yeah.
That's got to be like there's got to be a word for, I guess, like stereotyping. That's like kind of like racist, just like saying like you look smart. You know what I mean? You just whatever. So things are energy, and I'm assuming where you're going with this is that dead water, there's nothing moving. Live water, there's good vibrations.
Pretty much, yeah. I mean, vibrations for sure, but also the nutrients in the water. Like I'm looking at that bottle of water right there because like that doesn't have any minerals. There's no electrolytes in there.
You're dead.
So nothing to actually like replenish and hydrate the body. Yeah. And then it's crazy because like I mean most people are drinking like either tap water or bottled water. So with bottled water, I mean that's a whole other topic on its own when it comes to like I mean the microplastics and all this stuff and. The fact that bottled water is bottled between 6 months up to 2 years typically before it even gets to the shelves. So it's just a lot of stagnancy in it. And then so when we drink it, since it doesn't have minerals, so the water will leach it from basically your body because it has to complete that. It's like molecular structure, if that makes sense, right?
Yeah, it makes sense.
And then we flush it out, bro. And then so most people are dehydrated, without
due to a lack of even consuming the right water.
The right water, right. And then too, because I guess so with Kangen water, the main three things, it's alkalized. Right, it's loaded with antioxidants, and it's also it's restructured to be more bioavailable to the body.
Is it only available through the machine, or can you buy it through bottles?
No, it has to. Well, it only comes from the machine because yeah. And
so in the machine you guys do, it's 5,000.
It's 5,000. We have a few models to choose from.
Yeah.
The home units range between 3 to 5K. The 5K one is the best one for the homes, and we have commercial units that start at like 6,000.
Okay, and then. But hypothetically, now, how long do these things last? Like, are you going to get a good 5 years, 3 years out of the machine? Like
easily, yeah. So, because right now the average lifespan is over 35 years.
Okay.
It's because, and this is going based off of documentation, because the company, like, they're a 48-year-old company.
Yeah.
So, so they have like documentation of like machines that are almost 40 years old that still work.
And you hook it up to the sink?
Hooks up straight to your faucet, yeah.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And then it's able to divert the tap water because once it runs through like the filter inside of it, it's going to sterilize the water, remove the contaminants, and then it goes through these titanium plates that's used to electrically treat the water, and that's what brings it back to life and gives the nutrients, right? So when we drink it, it gives us like energy,
Yeah, that makes sense. So what's your favorite piece of kind of marketing, selling, and being a part of this company and everything?
I would say the impact for sure,
Yeah.
I mean, because back when I got started, like I was definitely, drawn in from like a consumer standpoint. I mean, I was already drinking hella water, I mean, like you, bro, like I'm in the gym and everything too. So it's like it made sense to me when I saw the information. So I bought the product, and it helped me too back then because I had really bad acid reflux going on, like digestive issues,
Yeah.
So within days, the water helped to clear all that up for me because I was getting some samples from a friend of mine down the street. And then so within a couple of weeks, I bought the machine, and then it helped my family too because even once I at the time I was living like with my mom, my grandma, my brother and stuff, And so when I brought the machine in, they helped my mom with her arthritis, my grandma with her high blood pressure. I have a friend Denise, my friend Denise out in San Diego, helped her with her epilepsy.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of crazy stuff, bro. And even that was my own personal experience, and then I heard like so many stories and testimonials too. And so I was like, well, if it's helping me, my friends and my family, just imagine what it can do for the rest of the world,
Yeah, facts. Now, you mentioned growing up, and I like incorporating this into my podcast. So what was growing up for you like? So you grew up in San Diego?
I actually grew up in a city called Ontario. So Ontario in
Canada?
California. No. So it's in California. So that's what I'm saying. That's why like it's funny. It's like a small town, but it's like most people when you say Ontario, they think Canada. So yeah. But that's where I grew up, bro. I didn't grow up in like a rich family.
So did your mom and grandma raise you, or was your dad there?
Mainly my mom and grandma. So my dad kind of dipped out when I was like 3-4. Like I was like 4 years old.
Have you reached out since? Like, have you had a relationship? Or?
If I could find him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel that.
Honestly, like my only memory I have like of my father is like because he was a truck driver at the time too.
Okay.
And so I remember him calling like when I was as I got older, like 7, 8 years old, he would call sometimes from the road,
Yeah.
But then like after a while, this call stopped coming in,
Yeah.
And then I haven't seen him, haven't heard of him since.
Yeah. I feel that. So what about your mom and grandma? What was unique about them? What did they do growing up? What was kind of like the household like growing up?
Growing up, my grandma, I mean, because she had like 8 children, so yeah, I had 4 uncles, 3 aunts, and then my mom. So I mean, for my grandma, mainly she was just like holding down the household. My grandpa was the one like always going to, he was working like back then. So she was mainly like just like a stay-at-home mom for the most part. Well, and then so my grandma actually kind of raised myself and my older brother because my mom, was working full time back then, Monday through Friday. Like it was basically like a 9 to 5, right?
Yeah.
And then so while we were going to school, so like we'd come over to school, grandma, there'd be food ready for us. She prepare our lunch and everything, get our clothes ready and stuff. So that's kind of was growing up, bro. And we lived in like a small house. It was it's a 3-bedroom, and there was like 5 of us, at one point.
Yeah.
And then we brought in like my uncle came to live with us for a minute. So
you guys got a big family. If there's
we got a pretty big family. Yeah,
4 uncles and 3 aunts.
Yeah, and
I got siblings.
Yeah, I have one older brother, hella cousins, nephews. Well,
you
not
guys
nephews,
do family reunions?
We actually just had one, bro. It's crazy. About 2 weeks ago.
Yeah? Was
Yeah.
that dope?
It was cool. It was cool, It was cool seeing everybody, But so, because my grandma, actually passed away this past year.
Wow, my condolences.
Yeah, thanks, bro. I appreciate that. So that was definitely like a tough loss for the family. My mom's, still taking it pretty heavy. But,
Yeah.
But, we're getting it, bro.
So, now what nationality are you guys?
So my mom's side is mainly Hispanic, but now my dad's side, bro, I have I was funny. I was talking to somebody about this last night. I have Polish. My dad's side originated from Poland, right?
Okay.
So I have Poland in me. I got Germany. I got German, Dutch, English,
There's a lot of Polish people in Chicago,
bro.
You'll find there's a lot of Polish.
Yeah, one of our new business partners that we just signed up. So she's born and raised in Chicago.
Yeah,
but
she probably speaks Polish.
But her family's from Poland, and so she speaks Polish. So
Yeah.
I was like,
yeah, the Polish people here, they speak Polish.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's really cool.
It is cool. Yeah, it's profitable too.
Yeah. Yeah, it is. We have a handful of Polish resources.
Mm-hmm.
So that's dope. So now, what about when you transitioned into high school and started to kind of identify what it is you wanted to do with your life? Were you an athlete? What crowd were you in? How did growing up start to kind of form you and make you who you are?
Yeah, it's a good question, bro. Because when I was growing up, from grade school and middle school, I was all about school. My mom was always raised me, go to school, get good grades, graduate high school, go to college, get your degree and stuff, So that's kind of that was my path laid out for me. And my older brother was, he's 4 years older than me, so he was already basically on the same path. When I started middle school, he was already in high school. When I started high school, he graduated and he went to college. So it was just that was mainly it. But then once I got into high school though. Middle school actually, that's when I started kind of getting more into getting fitness and all this stuff, getting more active. Because growing up, bro, I was the fat kid, what I mean? So it's my health wasn't always priority for me, but it was always something I wanted to eventually kind of take control of. So when I hit middle school, I kind of that growth spurt too, but also I started being more active with cardio and running and stuff like that. I started dropping the weight. And then when I went into high school, and then that's when I never growing up, I played some sports like baseball here and there. But it was never really a focus of mine. But when I hit high school though, I started hanging out with different people, and then one of my best friends at the time, he got me into lifting weights and working out because he was really in the football too,
Yeah.
And so he was bro, you're scrawny, you gotta start working out and all this stuff, And then but that's kind of what got me I would say, because even taking control of my body, proving to myself that not only that I can shed the weight, but also get in better shape, that right there, I would say was kind of the one of the I don't know what to call it, it was the starting point of me realizing that I can I can control my life to a certain degree, right? But that was so that was high school days. I mean, even high school, bro, I was really focused on school. I wasn't really hanging out with too many people, really. I was my crowd was more like a skater crowd. Had long hair back then,
Yeah.
But yeah, so I would say that was my high school days. It wasn't really anything significant until I kind of and then once I graduated back in 2012, and then I started going to college right away.
So now, when you go to college, what helped you kind of make the decision in regard to going to college, and then what did you study and did you finish?
Well, how I'm gonna make the decision it wasn't even an option, bro. Because the way my mom kind of the way she heavily emphasized good grades and it was so I was it wasn't an option for me. I knew I was going to college. I didn't know what I wanted to do. And then so at the time when I actually when I got accepted into school, I was undeclared for a couple of years, so I was getting all the gen ed stuff out the way.
Yeah.
And I was never one to really I hated diving into textbooks and just boring stuff, it wasn't exciting to me. So, but what I loved though was art, so I was very into the whole creative aspect. And so I took multiple art classes in high school. And then so when I went to college, I was like, well, maybe I could just be like an art major. And then, but I didn't know what though, bro. Like I just knew that I didn't want to be in a textbook all day, you know? And then so along that way though, I discovered graphic design. So that's what I actually had majored in, got my degree in graphic design and marketing.
Okay. And so when you graduated, where did you go from there?
Once I college?
Yeah.
So yeah, I graduated college. This was back in the end of 2017, and so right once I graduated, I had got a full-time job right away. It was a 9 to 5, Monday through Friday. I was working like at a print shop out in Anaheim Hills, so in SoCal. And so yeah, so like I started working there full time. I was only there like 7 months, dude. And then because like 3 months into that job, like that's when I got introduced, to the water business. And because I love doing graphic design, because it was more so I just kind of settled for it. I'm like, okay, well, this is better than, being like a school teacher or reading, reading textbooks all day, so like I love the creative aspect of it. I love the marketing. I actually fell in love like with marketing and all that stuff, so when I started working at the print shop, as much as I love doing design, like I realized it was kind of like a dead end for me. I saw it for what it was. Like even the employees there, like they weren't really, they were kind of stagnant with where they were at too. They've been there for years. It was an old company. And I just like, I didn't like the idea of like designing somebody else's future other than my own, what I'm saying? So, and I've always wanted to help people too. I've always wanted more time freedom, travel more, what I'm saying? Not being held down to one area. And I knew that if I stayed at the graphic design job, even having that career, it wasn't going to even pay me my worth. And I wasn't going to live the lifestyle that I wanted, you know? And then so that's when I got introduced to network marketing, and then it's completely changed my life. And because like during that time too, I was actually, because interesting enough, like before I graduated, I had met this business owner. So he had his own marketing firm, and so he was the one that he was kind of my first mentor, I would say, because I was kind of modeling after him. I was like, yo, like he had the suits, the cars, the money and stuff. He was successful, and I was like, dude, like I was actually trying to work with him. I wanted to work for him, and so when I reached out to him one day, so I went to like dinner with him, and he was like, yeah, dude, he's like, what you got to do? Because I was telling him like, what do I got to do to work for you? But he was like, he's like, I mean, you can work for me for sure. Like, send me your resume and stuff. But if I can give you some advice, he goes, like, what I'd recommend is like, start working on your mindset. So that way, you can make yourself more profitable and more marketable, to more, just to the world in general.
Yes.
And that's when he was like, he's like, do you have Audible? I was like, I didn't even know what that was back then, And I was like, I don't. He's like, have you heard of Grant Cardone? And I was like, I have no idea who that is, bro. He's like, look, download Audible. He's like, and then you want to download this book called The 10X Rule by this guy, Grant Cardone, right? I'm sure, And then I was like, okay, for sure, dude. And I did it, started listening to it like on the way home. And then Grant just like mind fucked me like the whole way home,
Yeah.
And that was really, that was the major shift I had from like moving away from the employee mindset to like, the entrepreneurial world, So that way when network marketing came my way, I was like, oh, this is perfect. I was already like looking for something to sell, because Grant was just in my head all day. Like all I listened to, bro, the 10X Rule, and then a seller be sold, be obsessed or be average, all those books, dude. And I was like, okay, I gotta find something. And that's when, this company came my way. I said, this is perfect. It helped me with my health. And it's high ticket, high commissions. I said, let's get it. And then the rest is kind of history, because I ended up walking away from my graphic design job about 4 months later. Not because my business was taking off. It really wasn't. But I basically quit that job so I could start doing something else part-time to free up more of my time to build my business, Because I had cameras on me. I couldn't be on my phone at work and
What
stuff.
business were you building?
My enaging business. So the Kangen Water.
And who introduced you to the water?
One of my friends. One of my friends I kind of grew up with. I met him in middle school, and we went to college together too. So him and his brother had actually invested into the machine, the Kangen Water machine, like during that time. And so he reached out to me back in 2018. He's like, he started telling me about the machine, because he knew I was always health conscious, because at that time I was heavy. I mean, I still am today, but heavy like in the fitness and working out and stuff. I was like meal prepping and everything too. Yeah. So he knew that he knew I drank a lot of water already. So he reached out to me, gave me his pitch, right? And I'm not gonna lie, like I was pretty skeptical, because I was already drinking water, bro. He's coming at me about this like medical device, it's medical grade water. I'm like, what does that even mean, Yep. And then so he was like, dude, just like, but he told me, he's like, I'm gonna stop by, I'm gonna come through, I'm gonna bring you some water, try it out. I'm gonna show you some videos, and just let me know what you think. I was like, okay, cool. So bet. So he came, and he told me it was free too. I'm like, all right, bro, I ain't gonna pay for this,
Yeah.
And then so he comes through, gives me the water, and he shared 2 gallons with me. And then, so that's when I started drinking it. And because he actually showed me the presentation, like like on my kitchen table, started breaking it down for me and everything. And then so that made sense, but I was like, okay, I'm skeptical, but I'm open-minded though, to at least try it,
Yeah.
And especially for everybody listening, and this is something I've learned, right? Successful people always check things out,
Yes.
And so I was like, because I've learned a closed mind is one of the most expensive things that we can own.
Yeah.
Right. Because it closes off to the potential, of new things that can truly like impact our life for the better. So and that's when I started drinking the water, helped me with my acid reflux, started to help detox my body. I was like, okay, so I wanted the product. And then that's when I found out like about the compensation, and I was like, oh dude, and I was like, this is perfect because I was really on that Grant Cardone mindset. I was like, so it's health, but now I'm gonna buy it anyways. But now I can also sell it, and then build a home-based business out of it. I was like, why not?
Now, before we completely get out of you growing up and getting in the position of where you're selling and building your business through the Kangen Water, what was your most favorite memory growing up until the point of graduating college?
Most favorite memory, I would say, damn, that's a good question actually. I think my most favorite memory was just meeting new people, like making new friends, like high school, because growing up, like it was just like all I knew was like my mom and like my brother, like my household. So when I started getting to high school, I started like, networking with new people. It was just like that during that time when I started like just change like I feel like my paradigm shifted, in a sense where like meeting new people, I had new ideas, and then it just kind of like it showed me that there's more outside, to the world other than my household,
Yeah.
So I mean, but I have a lot of memories, even just like with my mom and stuff, like just family things, what I'm saying. Like, and I think that's one of the things that really kind of even like that drives me today is to like just make as much as I can of an impact, but also bring as much income, because to really give back to my mom the way she did for myself and my brother growing up,
Yeah.
And that's what drives me today, bro.
What's your brother do?
He's actually unemployed currently.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's one of those people who like, you get your degree and you don't get a job, so you go get your master's, and you don't get a job still, and then you're bouncing back and forth between like different jobs and everything. And then that's when COVID hit.
Why doesn't he work with you?
Bro, that's a great question.
Yeah.
I've been literally trying to recruit him, bro, for a minute, but he's actually, it's crazy. No, he's actually coming around now though, because he's realizing, that he's not going anywhere, and he sees me, and he's like, so I'm telling him like, dude, like, let's do this, but he felt like, he's on the employee mindset though. Well, how long is it going to take, until I start making X amount of money and stuff like that. And so, but he's actually going to be coming out though to our company event next month, which is pretty cool because this is his first time coming out to an event for our company. Yeah. And I think that right there was going to help to start to, to turn some gears.
Where's your guys' event being held?
San Diego.
Oh, okay. Dope.
Yeah, it's in San Diego. So
yeah, it's dope. Mm-hmm. So who's the coolest person you've met in your entire life?
Man, I would say, to be honest though, like going back to that first guy I talked about, Kyle. So that's his name, the guy who actually got me, like into like Audible and then Grant Cardone. It's crazy too, because he actually killed himself.
Wow.
Yeah. And that tripped me out, bro, because like, it was about a year later once I found out. I was like, what? I was shocked, dude, because like this guy, I mean, from the outside looking in, like he had it all. He had it all, bro. And then, that showed me though that the money, success, and everything, you can have it all, bro, but be fucked up inside still,
Right.
And I was like, it's yeah. So I mean, yeah, dude. Like, but I owe a lot to that guy. I feel like without him, I wouldn't be where I'm at today.
That's deep. Did you go to the funeral? Or you didn't know?
I didn't know until later, dude. I found out through my because my ex-boss that my ex-manager that I had because back when I was still I was still going to school. I had a job on campus. We had like a student ad like marketing agency essentially.
Yeah.
So I found out through him because he posted about it like on his story or whatever. I was like, what the fuck? And I reached out. I was like, yo, is this for real? He's like, yeah, dude. He's like, he just telling me. He didn't give me any details. He just said he killed himself. I'm like, that's crazy.
So what's the experience been like then for the last 5 years with selling the Kangen Water, the good, the bad, the ugly? What's it been like?
It's been challenging, I'm not gonna lie, bro. I mean, I feel like, with sales, it's always like
up and down.
It's up and down, dude. You know, like entrepreneurship. I mean, it's like you're feeling great one day, you want to quit the next. I mean, you're inspired. Like in the morning, during the day, you're feeling low, and all you know what I'm saying. It's just So it's a roller coaster ride for sure. But like I wouldn't trade it for anything else, bro. Because like I mean, especially with the personal development that I've gone through up until this point too. Like that right there is it's the most valuable thing that I could ever have come across. The books, the mentors, the audios.
What's your favorite book so far?
Favorite book, Law of Success in 16 Lessons by Napoleon Hill.
Yeah?
Yeah. favorite book, bro. I recommend that to everybody. It's I don't know if you read that one. Like
I think I have.
it's a
Double check my library.
because there's a it's basically the Law of Success book is where Think and Grow Rich came from, right?
Yeah.
Because they say that Think and Grow Rich is essentially a watered down version of the Law of Success, right?
Okay.
Because basically when Law of Success first came out back in the early like 1900s.
See, I need simplified. So Think and Grow Rich might be just fine for me then.
So yeah, so and like I'm the same way too, but I'm like, yo, but like give me the shit that they don't want the average person to read, or that they don't think the average person can read,
Yeah.
Because it's crazy, and because the first chapter, like in Law of Success, like it goes into mind chemistry, right?
Yeah.
So Napoleon Hill starts going into like energy, vibration, and frequency, bro. Like he says
Kangen Water.
yeah. So
Napoleon Hill.
You know what I'm saying, bro? Yeah, exactly. But he starts breaking all that down. He goes until the student can understand this too. He's like it's the rest of the lessons are aren't really going. You won't be as effective with them.
Yes.
But I think it's stuff too though. Even if you don't read that book though, like you're gonna you pick up on it like subconsciously anyways. Whether you can describe it or not. I mean,
Yeah.
based off the way you live your life, you might not be able to explain it, but you can demonstrate it.
Yeah.
You can show it though. So
Facts. So what about back into the 5 years? You're 5 years into Kangen Water, and now are you able to build a team through doing this, or is it just you can only sell?
we're building a team. Yeah.
So you can build a team as well. So
I can
like,
build a team. Yeah. So
you get in. It's pretty much. I mean, it sounds almost kind of like similar to the insurance industry, where with most insurance companies, where you can come in and you get your license and you can sell insurance, or you can recruit and teach people how to sell insurance. Now, is that somewhat similar for you guys as well? Then you can kind of recruit and teach people how to sell.
Exactly.
And then, so who's the richest person outside of the CEO? Would it be the lady in San Diego?
I would say her. Yeah, for sure.
And
Because
would she make 2, 3, 4 mil?
I don't know the exact, bro, but I
Probably more than that. I mean, your product's expensive.
She makes I know easily like over 10 million for
10
sure
mil?
a year. Yeah.
That ain't bad.
But she makes really good money, and because she recently hit one of the. Because we have some pretty high ranks the company, so I'm the rank I'm at right now is the highest rank until you start getting into the higher ranks, if that makes sense, right? Because it is weird because it's
I'm at the highest rank until you get into the higher ranks.
No, yeah, because
make sure we get that piece.
No, bro,
that's what I'm gonna start telling people.
I'm no, because it's crazy because the way our comp plan is set up, it's there's a certain rank that you have to hit until you start unlocking all the bonuses. Yes. You know what I'm saying? So everybody focus on, okay, I gotta go, which could be called 6A. So I gotta hit 6A first, and then after that, then you start building upon that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But it's until you graduate, you ain't getting into the major leagues.
Sorry about these yawns, bro. I've been up since 4:30.
Good,
I'm
bro.
usually good, but I don't know. Today I'm fucking thinking about jujitsu here after this, and I'm regretting it.
You need some Kangen water, bro.
I know. That's what I was thinking. I was like, he's probably fucking jinxed me with this.
He's not over drinking dead ass water, bro.
Yeah.
Damn it.
Fuck. Awesome. So now what's kind of been this last year and then transitioning through COVID? What's that all been like for you? Has that hindered you guys? Made you guys do better, do worse? Is it just all pretty much the same?
I think it depends on the person, to be honest, because during that time, it really showed if because obviously when COVID hit, most of us were already building from home anyways, selling online, but a lot of business though did come from in-person presentations. I know people in our company who only build offline, so they have no online presence.
Yeah.
So 2020 kind of forced them to do that. They could get online, and it's, I to me, bro, it was a blessing, to be honest, because it forced.
Can people pay monthly, or do they have to pay $5,000 right up front?
They can pay monthly. Yeah. We got easy financing, going through third party. We got which is based off credit. We have in-house financing. We don't even check your credit, bro. You know what I'm saying? It's so easy to get.
Oh, that's sweet. Okay, so then you guys can market to a larger demographic than just kind of that top 20% that could drop 5 bands right away.
Of course, yeah. And that's why I tell people too, I'm cause the machine's an investment, but I say if you're already paying for a bottle of water, the machine's cheaper.
Yeah.
Because the machine's a one-off investment. Bottle of water, bro.
Well, people analyze things based off the short term. Right. So you've got to be a pretty good communicator. And as long as you simplify it, but just showing people, hey, listen, if I buy Essentia cases probably 2-3 times a month. I think there's probably 40 something bottles in there. I get 2 or 3 of these cases. Let's just say 3. I'm probably spending $100 a month, $1,200 a year. 5 years from now, I already, you know what I mean? So it's unless I plan on dying within the next 5 years, technically speaking, it would save money
Mm-hmm.
within the next 5 years just off of getting a Kangen machine,
Absolutely.
a King Kong machine. It's gonna be easier for me to call it that.
King Kong, bro.
King Kong Water.
King Kong Water. And that's what I ask people. I'm like, how long do you plan on drinking water for? 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, in 5 years, you know? And it's like, because a lot of people, you're right, a lot of people think about short term. I'm like, no, like, you got to realize, like, all you're simply doing is reallocating the money you're already spending, you know? Like, it's all it is, you know? And then, because once you got the machine, bro, you can fill up 40 bottles, 100 bottles. It won't cost you any different.
Yeah, but what if I travel a lot?
I mean, I brought my machine with me. Well, not here right now, but I have it at the hotel room.
Okay,
you know?
so you can bring. It's durable enough.
It's durable.
Because I'm thinking to
portable.
myself, it's like I could fill up a bunch of water bottles, but they're not gonna go through TSA.
Right. So, but crazy though. But like, I got past TSA with a whole ass gallon, bro.
What?
Yeah.
What the hell?
Because I tell them, I'm like, because you know that because they
I have diabetes. I need this water.
Because you know how they always tell you, oh no, you got to toss it out. So, but the moment you say, oh no, this is medical water for medicinal purposes.
Yeah, but
right?
you need a prescription.
It's medical, bro. They can't.
Oh hell! I'm about to start telling them all my shit's medical. Take your shoes off. These are medical shoes. Fuck you. Take your belt off. Medical belt.
Right, dead ass, bro. But no, like the moment you say medical, they can't ask for your shit. That's personal information, you know. So and then you ask them to do the vape test.
Roe versus Wade. It's Roe versus Wade water, dude.
Roe versus Wade water. Insane.
So what's the vape test?
The vape is basically like there's different tests they do like at TSA. Basically, just making sure it's water.
Okay, so they like
they
open it up, take a swig. Yep, it's fucking water. He's good to go.
Essentially, bro. Yeah, and like even like with the machine.
This is piss. What the fuck,
bro? Yeah, but like even with the machine too, because once it goes through the X-ray thing, like they usually flag it. Like, what the fuck is this? You know, it's a fucking it's not that big, bro, but it kind of looks like
it's a gallon.
It look no like
you can waterboard the pilot.
Well, that's the gallon for sure. But what I'm talking about, but I'm talking about the actual machine though, because once the machine goes through, like to them, they're like, what the hell is this big old object in there? So they have to take it out and they actually like swab the motherfucker, bro. They you know what I'm saying? They're like making sure it's not a bomb or whatever, you know?
Yeah, that's a bad word in the airport.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
That's nuts. So what's kind of the future vision like for you?
Dude, I mean, like helping more people realize true health, bro. Because the world, I've realized, bro, so many people are dehydrated physically, but financially. Yeah. So my mission is to bring true health, physically, mentally, and financially.
I like that. That's a really good little cliche like thing for you to like utilize. Mm-hmm. You know, it's like I'm gonna hydrate you physically and financially. Mm-hmm. I like that. That's dope. So, where do you want to live? Where do you want to drive? Like, what's the future look like more physically?
I mean, right now, like I'm currently living like in Orange County, California, and like I love California, bro. You know, like
is Orange County the home of shit? What's Sons of Anarchy? You remember that? Did you watch Sons of Anarchy?
No, I haven't seen it.
You guys gotta watch Sons of Anarchy.
I don't watch Sons of Anarchy.
Nobody's allowed to be fucking in here right now. I mean, how are you from America, dude? It's a biker show. You know what I mean? You can't be from America. So okay, well,
damn,
I'm pretty sure. Dude, yeah, dude. I mean, it's a dope show. I mean, Peter's son is named after Sons of Anarchy. Jax. I think it's Orange County. I don't know, but is there any bikers out there? There's got to be at least one. Have you seen anybody on a motorcycle?
Yeah, it's a lot.
You ever seen anybody on a motorcycle?
There's a lot of bikers out there, bro. You know, they got the jackets and everything too.
So, do you want to stay in Orange County?
I mean, currently, I feel like, cause bro, like literally, like that was kind of my dream, bro, to move to Orange County. But bro, I couldn't afford it, and then two, I was
it's
like,
expensive, huh?
Yeah, it's one of the most expensive parts, like of California for sure.
What's the demographic there? Is it like techie people? Is it very diversified? Chicago's diversified, but it's got like a tech niche, if that makes sense. There's a lot of tech and startup people, and they're like tech startups in Chicago.
Okay.
Like it's like a Silicon Valley. Is that how you would describe it, Aiden?
Kind of,
Yeah, there's like a lot of it's a huge diversification. Don't get me wrong, but I don't know if it's just me and the niche that I'm involved in, but there's a lot of like venture capitalists, tech, startup, You know what I mean? Individuals that are entrepreneurial, but more so incorporating tech. So I don't know, what's Orange County like?
That makes sense. Like, because and that I have noticed too, bro. Like, first of all, I love Chicago. It was my first time coming out here, bro.
Yeah.
Love Chicago, bro.
So much money here.
It's like, dude, literally. I
So
was
much
like,
money here, dude.
bro. I'm thinking like, shit. I was like, should I move out here? Like, you know. But yeah, dude, I love like the acting. It kind of reminds me of LA, but a cleaner version of LA, bro.
Oh,
a
for
cleaner,
sure.
nicer fucking version of LA.
Nicer,
you know?
homeless people, I bet. Like, there's like 2 homeless guys that live in our office right now.
Really? Yeah.
One is on the naughty list because he keeps stealing shit, but the other one, we're all right with him.
He
so
keeps
far.
stealing shit.
The other
Bro.
one, Hobo Darnell is what I call him, or
Uh-huh.
Hobo Joe, depending on how I'm feeling. He keeps fucking around. Apparently, he walked in. I have another office over there adjacent to this office. It's just separated. Apparently, he walked in and like set his hobo food in there, which I have zero. I grew up so fucking poor where it's like, as long as he doesn't hurt anything or anybody, I don't care. But I guess he like told everybody not to touch his food, and then I think somebody had questioned like, you know, like, what are you doing? You know, I don't know if he like told them to shut up or whatever. But come to find out, he had like taken a computer monitor, and he was arrested last week, I guess. I mean, he called the cops on himself because he has a PlayStation, which we all know it's a stolen PlayStation because he's homeless, and he like camps out in the corner. I just feel bad. So like anytime I think like, oh, I'm just gonna call the police and get this dude out of here, I'm like, what if I was homeless? You know what I mean? It's like,
Right. Yeah.
and I'm like thinking, I'm like, dude, there's a lot of pros to being homeless. You know what I'm saying? Like, what's the difference between being like a startup entrepreneur and being homeless? It's almost like you're better off being homeless because you go into debt being a startup entrepreneur.
Bro.
You know what I mean? It's like max out your credit cards. You know what I mean? You live at your office. It's like people don't realize. They just see the gross money coming in. They see the podcast studio and all this shit. But it's like, dude, I got to leverage everything that I fucking have right now just to run this business and just like push hard as hell, live here, XYZ, just do everything that I can and balance everything. I'm like, Hobo Joe doesn't have to pay taxes, can wear the same outfit, doesn't get yelled at if he doesn't shower. It's like, we're living the same life, except he doesn't get yelled at for all that shit.
Right.
So it's like, who has it worse? But that's
true,
where it's
bro.
like I start getting empathetic. I saw one of them like laying out by the pond, and I'm like, shit, dude, that could be anybody. You know what I mean? Sleeping out of the pond. I'm like, what if, like, is his mom still alive and different things like that. So I don't know, but the homeless people in LA, I probably wouldn't have that much empathy for. I hear, but they just be like running up and like smashing crack pipes off people.
Bro, they're savages, bro.
Just being nuts.
Yeah, LA just.
And I feel like in LA, people try to almost like intentionally be homeless. I mean, it's like year-round sunny weather, you got a beach. I mean, that's pretty much all I would need to be homeless. You just year-round, good weather, a beach. I could just go wash in the ocean once a week.
Right.
I'm straight, dude.
Yeah.
And you can steal out there up to $1,000.
Fuck, I guess.
Yeah, I heard there's like minimal regulations when it comes to like really just crime in general. Like I feel like it has to be like a certain level of crime. It's almost like a red, yellow, green system like in school.
Yeah.
It's like, it's all right. You just
Go pull a card.
Yeah, go pull a card. You didn't stab him in the fucking neck. It was just in the hand.
It's only a yellow this time.
Yeah.
You're good. It wasn't a red.
You cut a finger off. He's alive though. He'll make it. So it's like, Cali sounds nuts, dude.
Yeah. Cali's very diversified too, for sure.
Yes.
So going back to like the Orange County thing too, I feel like Orange County, that whole area, bro, it's kind of like people go there like to retire. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, so you're with old people.
So like
That's probably a good. Who's the best for you to sell? Old, middle. Who do you sell the most of?
a lot. I would say like not like the like elderly, but like
Oh yeah, you
but
guys
between
are for
like
sure. You're whacking the
between
elderly.
30 and 50s. You know what
You're
I'm saying?
calling the elderly up, telling them to get some magic water, and you guys are just whacking them.
Because sometimes, bro, like to people who are like,
Hey,
you know,
Barb.
like for example, like I had met this older gentleman like on one of the plane rides like over here. And so he was like, he's already in his 70s, bro. And we were
Yeah.
talking about the water and shit. And like in that mindset.
Is that your opening line? You look dehydrated. Are you all right? She's like, you know what? I actually feel dehydrated. Like, I got something great for you. $5,000 bottle of water.
Yeah. I mean, shit. Yeah. Right. Like a drink is gonna cost you $5,000, bro. A little shot. I'm just fine.
That'd be fire.
But even with him though, like, cause you were talking about it, and I talked to a lot of people with him that mindset where it's like they feel like it's almost too late for them.
Yeah.
Like I've been doing this I was drinking out of the tap. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've been doing it for years, and it's like so sometimes the older ones are a little harder to sell to. I feel like in the younger crowd too. What's interesting because of TikTok, bro, like we're selling to a lot of like younger, like the younger demographic, like 18-year-olds.
Yeah, they're really gonna start
20-year-olds for sure. You know.
Wonder what my rebuttal would be to the objection of I think it's too late for me. I think I would probably go with the route of like referencing like an old vehicle, like, well, you restore an old Mustang. Don't you want to be restored? Old Stang?
Give you old Stang? Give you a paint job, bro. Come
right?
on.
Get your shit restored.
Get you a new tranny.
Right. And that'd work for Cali.
Oh yeah, for sure, dude. Yeah.
No pun intended. Probably have to delete that.
Yeah, block that one out.
Right. So, what about hobbies outside of work? You know what I mean? I understand being an entrepreneur is like minimal hobbies outside of work, but what do you do to stimulate the mind? What do you like to do? Travel, movies?
Travel for sure, documentaries, books. You know, yeah. I love to, like, before I leave, I gotta get photos, bro, of a lot of your books right here. So
all of this I've read on the floor is what I need to read.
Oh damn, okay,
yeah,
that's tight.
So
that's cool.
But that's 5 years, so it's
yeah.
Good. It's probably 40, 50 a year. Nothing crazy. Now, what about documentaries? What are your favorite documentaries?
I've been watching the Michael Jordan one.
The Last Dance.
The Last Dance, bro. That one's amazing. Yeah, one of my favorites, bro.
Incredible.
And then and especially too before coming to Chicago, I'm like I gotta watch it. You know, I gotta get in the mood, bro. You know. So, but then even traveling too for sure stimulates the mind.
Do you like any sports?
I do, yeah.
What do you like?
So, like, I love basketball, you know?
For real?
Yeah. Like, because growing up, I played it too, but I wasn't ever like, I mean, I was on a team for a little bit,
Who's better, Michael Jordan or Tom Brady?
I mean,
I just had to see if you actually fucking like that. I had to make sure you actually like basketball.
Yeah, I do. And by the way, like, I fucking love Tom Brady too, you know?
Yes.
He actually has a Kangen machine, so.
No, he doesn't, for real?
Yeah, bro.
Who whacked him for one of those?
Fuck, I don't know. I don't know who sold to him, but he has one. Yeah, because like there's videos of him like in his kitchen, photos of him too.
Oh, you guys for sure use that.
Oh hell yeah.
Don't you want to be like the GOAT?
Yeah, bro.
You gotta sell Jordan, dude.
Right, dude. I know, bro. Yeah, that'd be sick, bro. But yeah, no, for sure. So, and even like people like Tom Brady, you know, like I mean Michael Jordan, like Kobe Bryant, like, you know, just like even watching stuff on like their videos and everything too. Like that helps me to even get more like focus too in the zone. And even like that's why I love like The Last Dance, because you see like the rough, rugged, and raw, you know.
Yeah.
Like everything that MJ even went through and shit, you know. The stuff that people don't normally see. You know, like we're talking about right now, they only see like, you know, the success and the results, but they don't see like the hard work that goes into it, you know. And currently, I'm actually reading the book Winning by Tim Grover. Yeah, I don't know if I have you read that one. Yeah, so it's a great book, bro. I'm almost done with it, and so it's cool, you know, kind of seeing like even like, you know, like his, you know, because he was like coaching Mike and like just like one-on-one, so even seeing it from his perspective, you know, and his 13 like principles of winning in a sense, you know, it's interesting for sure.
So any other documentaries you really like?
Another one I was watching. Which one was it, dude? See, like, cause like with documentaries, it's more so like, I mean, I don't watch too much TV, to be honest. Like even with like I don't even have a fucking TV, bro. You know, like I just like if I watch something, it's gonna be like on my laptop. But usually, I would say my main stimulation though is fitness and books, you know, and audios too, for sure.
So what's your diet and workout like?
My diet, so I'm vegan too, right?
Okay.
I've been vegan for almost 4 years now. So I intermittent fast daily as well. So usually, and then so like every Monday I do I fast like all day. So I do like start the week off like that. So I do like it's a 32-hour fast, you know. And so I do that, and then but throughout the week though, usually I break my fast around like noon, right? And then I eat till about like 7 p.m. maybe. And then but right now my main diet, I mean, I start off with like a green juice typically, you know. Well at my workout, like it's usually like a pure like a pea protein shake. I have a green juice after that. And then typically a smoothie or something too after that, right? And then like midday, because I don't like eating cooked meals until like around this time of the day, because of my energy like it definitely drops, you know. Because like I used to be, before I went vegan, bro, like this when I first started my business, I was like full on like just like meat diet, you know. I was actually meal prepping every day. I used to wake up like at 4 a.m, bro, just to cook my chicken.
So how does your Spanish family accept you? I'll be making tacos and shit, just mad as hell looking at you.
You're like, you motherfucker.
Yeah,
you grateful ass.
Yeah.
I mean, you know what? At first, they were kind of like, they were like, what do you mean you're not gonna eat that? You know, it was like a weird, like, kind of like vibe. I mean, most of my family too, even like they're not on board with it. You know, they're like, you fucking do you know?
Yeah.
And so, but it's cool. I mean, it was more. I made the decision, like, not. I mean, there's many reasons I go into veganism in general. I'm not like, I mean, like, I'm definitely like an advocate for it, but I'm not like,
if it works,
but I'm not
you,
an activist.
Works.
You know?
Yeah.
For me, it's just like, because like when I made the transition, I wanted to do something more like that was sustainable in my eyes. Kind of because like the same thing with the water. I was like, okay, well, bottled water wasn't sustainable. This is, improving the quality of my health. So
now it's more of a choice, not that you're like sickened by meat. It's more
right, yeah, for sure.
So you do cheat a little.
I haven't though. No,
you do, just not for your podcast, man. Like between me, God, and you, and like all of people that are like normal.
Yeah, bro. Between you and I and God, bro. Because
there's no way I'm sitting down seeing a juicy steak and not like vegan, beans, whatever. Like, I'm definitely gonna need I'm gonna need a bite of the steak, dude.
Bro, I'm dying right now. Oh my gosh. I mean, see, but it's not triggering to me. I mean, when I first made the transition, because I was like, what the fuck am I gonna get my protein from, bro? I was eating about like 2 pounds of chicken a day, close to, right?
Jesus Christ.
I was doing 2 pounds of chicken a day, like 10 egg whites and shit.
No wonder you went vegan. I would have gone vegan. Chicken's disgusting to eat that much, that consistently.
Bro, it was like, it got so repetitive, so fucking boring.
I would have went vegan too.
I got tired of just chewing the food.
You ate the worst meat.
Literally, yeah.
Chickens eat shit. You know what I mean?
I know.
I like salmon. So
okay. See, I used to fuck with fish too, though.
I'm a big salmon. I like lamb. What's another good meat? Cake.
Hilarious.
Yeah, dude. A burger? Imagine if we couldn't have burgers.
Bro, have you had a vegan burger though?
Fuck no. Maybe maybe accidentally my grandma, you know what I mean, like left a tofu burger or something, and we were just so poor that's like I would have actually probably rather not eaten. Like I look back and I'm like, oh shit, I probably just shouldn't have eaten. I should have just had her tapioca pudding or something. You know what I mean?
Oh my gosh, jeez. But you know what though? I think if you had a vegan burger, bro, you'd be like, okay.
I'd probably be surprised or impressed. I get worried. I study a lot of just how things chemically alter the body, and I get worried about like microplastics. So I think of like, all right, what if there's some type of additional microplastics infused into these products just because of how they're processed? Right. And it's not just vegan products; it's all products. Meat, the Gatorade bottle I'm drinking right now. There's just it is what it is. There's microplastics in there.
Essentia, you got on auto
the Essentia, yeah. So I do eventually plan on definitely having tap water or whatever, some type of machine, something where I'd like to store it differently too.
Yeah.
So I don't want a plastic carrier either. I'm gonna have
to. I have glass.
I want to have to get like glass or wood. I mean, like some oak bucket
stainless
or something.
Steel.
Yeah, stainless steel. Wow, something, dude. I have no idea.
Yeah.
Who knows? But so now, do you have a favorite movie?
Favorite movie? Right now, what's one we saw it like a while ago. Well, fuck, dude. I mean, off the top of my head, Wolf of Wall Street. I fucking love that movie, to be honest. One of my favorites. And because even that right there is just like, I mean, it shows you like, like it gets you like into the energy. After you watch the movie, bro, you want to go sell something. You want to make some fucking money. You know what I'm saying? And so that's definitely one of my favorite movies for sure. But like I said, I'm not really like, I used to be big on television, but like it was one of those things that because I was so heavy into it, I was like,
you gotta wait out.
Yeah, so I had to cut it out, bro. But Wolf of Wall Street, and we watched that like a couple months ago too again. So that's one of the ones we go back to.
Do you have like a favorite vegan restaurant?
I do. So it's in Southern California. What the fuck, dude? There's like a few of them actually, but I think one of my main favorite ones. It's called well, they actually did a name change, but before they did that, it was actually called Munchies. It was called Munchies Diner, but it was all vegan and shit, But so that was one of my favorite ones, which is also like in Orange County. There's also like better high end ones too. Like there's one of these restaurants called Gracias Madre.
Yeah.
That one's fire. So it's more of like it's kind of like a class like a classier restaurant. But they got so it's that right there they serve like better quality food because Munchies is like kind of just fucking junk food. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like better vegetables.
Yeah.
And that's all it is.
It's better ingredients, because and this is why too I don't eat too much of like, you know, the burger shit because of all the processing into it, and all the oils and stuff, bro, and then, you know, all the ingredients. Like most of it is like, I mean, there's certain ones out there that are really good and pure, but a lot of it though, it's just, I mean, like, you know, you got like people who are just monetizing it, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Where they see the movement and they want to get their hands on it.
Would you convert back if you knew it was all organic, like it was all being prepared fresh from the land?
As far as like the actual meat?
Yeah, the actual meat.
See, and then I don't know, bro, because this is, well, fuck, dude, because like when it comes to even like animals too, like, because even once I went vegan, you start looking into different, okay, well, what else, like, why are other people going vegan? Me, I was just more of a health thing, but you got people who do it from like, you know, for the animals, for spiritual reasonings and all this stuff too. But I think one of the major things though, why even if I look at meat, whatever, or even today, I don't really crave it, because like, have you seen that, I forget what it's called, but you know, there's like certain photos or certain there's like certain instruments out there where it can like measure the energy of what it is.
Yeah, they're sad when they die.
Well, yeah, I mean that's one of the things too. So it's like, I mean, because an energy it doesn't, you can't destroy it, it just transfers.
Yeah.
So it's like if the animal is in pain and it's like, you know, it's sad and all this shit's getting tortured, you know, then it's like we essentially kind of inherit that energy when we eat it, you know.
I could see that. Jesus ate fish.
That's true. Yeah.
So.
That is true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I don't know, dude. I just feel like whether they're sad or not and the energy transfers, it's the most beautiful sad lamb meat I've ever had. You know what I mean? From Capital Grill, medium rare, sad, whatever it is, it's phenomenal. And then I also think of, so more so you think of the energy transfer, not a conservative of like, oh, I'm saving an animal. Like you don't think you're saving an animal by not eating.
So, but that's part of it. That's part of it too, though, right? But it's like, see, everybody has their own focus. You know what I'm saying?
Now, have you ever hit a deer?
Mm-mm.
Do you know anybody that's ever hit a deer?
Not personally.
Not personally.
Mm-mm.
So, but you do know, like every day a deer gets.
Oh yeah, for sure, bro. Like I know people, they do. You know, they got deer hunting, all that shit.
Yeah,
dude. Yeah. For
well,
sure.
not hunting. I'm talking about like you're just driving down the road due to like overpopulation and just wandering, and us just continuing to expand and build bigger civilizations and towns and cities. You know, we just spread into the animals' territory, and then they just wander out into the road and just destroyed. You know what I mean? So it's like, whether I eat you or not, you're gonna get obliterated by mankind or by your predator. Have you ever watched a bear eat a deer or eat an elk?
It's
like, you ever watch the video, like a video or anything?
It's pretty savage,
you you follow nature? What's it called? Nature is Metal. You follow Nature is Metal? No. Follow Nature is Metal. It'll literally delay your response time even longer than it is now. Dude, follow Nature is Metal on Instagram.
Okay,
dude.
yeah.
Just once a month you'll see a grizzly just ripping up. Like when you watch a grizzly bear, just this 1,000-pound beast destroy an elk or something, you're just like, oh my god, dude, I wish I would have went out hunting and just, you know, put an arrow or put this thing down. Even if there was pain in the process of me, it would not compare to a grizzly just goring you as you're just bleeding out and it's screaming, and it's like maybe it has a child or something. Like like I couldn't even imagine that as like if they like made a movie where the roles were reversed, and it's like you know, if we were like animals and it was just, you know, like all the huge dudes just ran around. It's like your mom's raising you and just takes a chunk out of your mom's neck and she's just bleeding out. You know what I mean? It sounds hyper gory, but this is how the animal world works. It's there's no regulations. It's just male. Like a lot of male animals will just kill the youngs of other male animals, or you know what I mean? Like they'll go into territory and just take over the territory, destroy everything, just start beating the shit out of everything. You know what I mean? And it's like, that's where I kind of get torn on like the pain of like, oh, dude, I don't know what would be worse.
Yeah. So yeah, and
then they don't even eat the whole thing. Sometimes they just leave it. Like sometimes a bear will go on just like bears are just vicious, dude. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, bro.
If there was one thing I would fight, it would be a declawed bear. I just want to beat this shit.
A declawed bear.
Yeah, clawed. If it has a claws, it's a done deal. The claws on these things are like fingers, dude.
That's wild.
I mean, there's been not even stories, just videos, just these Kodiak bears, just this island, this Kodiak Island in Alaska, just a swipe. And some of these get up to 2,000 pounds or whatever, like 1,500 pounds, and just a swipe from the paw, just destroying breaking the back of an elk, you know what I mean, or even a moose, which is like larger than horses. Something that powerful that's a predator is fucking insane to me.
Yeah, bro.
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I wouldn't go up there without 2 AK-47s. Seems like
minimum.
I would have to take a Chirac group up there with me.
Bro, yeah.
We heading out into the wilderness, and they just
gonna need
restocked
some snipers on deck too.
right? And they just restocked in somebody was telling me they just restocked like a significant amount of wolves in Colorado. You know what I mean? So I think of like, and why do you think they do that? To balance out population of animals. Because if they don't, if people aren't hunting enough, they have to find this circle of life and this balance, because we ruin everything.
Yeah.
And then there's either an imbalance where there's not enough because there's too many predators. We're either overhunting or predators are overkilling, whatever, and then we got to find a way to repopulate this, and then it just goes back and forth. And then if there's an overpopulation and vice versa, they just start wandering out into different places and just messing shit up and just really just getting hit or hurt. You know what I mean? Wandering in the wrong place. You wake up with a deer in your pool or something. I don't know.
Fuck, dude.
All types of crazy shit.
You find a coyote in your backyard.
Literally, there's coyote. I found a coyote here.
Really?
Yeah, I was going to my gym. It was 4 a.m., 4:30, and there's a coyote.
Yeah.
Just right outside Lifetime. You know what I mean?
crazy.
There's a Louis Vuitton store 5 yards away. You know what I mean? So it's like, holy shit.
Fucking
it's
coyote,
nuts.
bro. Yeah.
It's nuts. So, favorite restaurants and things like that. What about the hardest adversity you've had to overcome in your life?
The hardest? Fuck. I would say, really, because, well, dude, because growing up, I kind of had it, I wouldn't say easy, because, like, we didn't grow up, like I said, like, we didn't have much money, but my mom was always, like, the provider, you know what I'm saying? Like, she made it easy for my brother and I, you know, didn't have to, like, I didn't get a job, bro, until I was, like, fucking 18 already. I got through high school, and I did it because, like, I was just, oh, cool, like, extra money, you know? But because my mom was like, long as you're going to college and stuff, you know, you don't gotta go to work, you don't gotta pay fucking rent, none of that shit. So I was like, okay, bet, you know? But then, like, I had got a job anyways just to, you know, just for the fuck of it too, not even to help out with bills, bro. It was mainly because I just wanted my own money, you know. Yeah. And so, like, I think one of the hardest, like, things was like, because, like, even, which is really because, like, when I actually moved out for the first time, because I felt like I was, like, abandoning, like, my mom, in a sense, you know, like, abandoning, like, my family. Yeah. But I did it because I was like, I can't, if I stay here, I'm gonna stay stagnant, and I'm not gonna make the money I'm gonna need to. So it's almost like, you know, like, I'm gonna come back, right? But that's just, like, that was more of a mental thing. I just think that the challenges, bro, is just like with the business, you know what I'm saying? My first year in business, bro, in 12 months, I only made $200. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And I was in fucking debt too. I bought the machine, right? And that's going back to what you said. Like, that's what we do as entrepreneurs, though. Like, we go into debt to get out of debt. Yeah. You know? And so, but, like, I went into debt, obviously $5K my first year to buy the machine, because that was the startup essentially, like, for the business. But I was like, oh, fuck yeah. Like, I'm going to make this happen. Because I saw the stories, I saw the checks from other people, the comp plan. I'm like, damn, bro, I'm gonna cash out quick. Yeah. But it was that type of, like, I was like kind of rushing into it. I didn't have all the personal development yet, you know. So I stepped on, like, a lot of landmines in the beginning, you know. Just shit that I could have avoided if I'd have been more coachable, you know. Yeah. If I would listen to my mentors more, you know.
So who's your coach now?
I have like plenty of I have plenty of mentors that I go to.
A lot of people you rely on.
Yeah, but I guess one of my main coaches right now, like, is like, his name's Colton. So he's, like, one of our, like, top leaders, like, within our, like, community, you know. Yeah. So he definitely, like, reaches out a lot. You know, he's like $1 million earner, like with our company too. So he's basically helping me, you know, to kind of get to where, like, I essentially, like, need to go next, you know. Yes. But I think, like, that's just one of the major ones, dude. Like, really just facing myself, because I had a lot of bad habits back then too, you know, hanging out with like the wrong people, just, you know, certain behaviors, and, you know, it just so really just overcoming, like, my own bullshit, you know. Yeah. And then, like, disciplining myself. So, because I was okay, bro, like, why you been your 12 months, you only earned $200, he's been your 7 months, and he earned, like, 10K already, like, you know what I'm saying, like what is the difference right here? And it was like, oh, I'm just not, like, applying myself, I'm not doing the inner work, I'm not doing the work behind the scenes, you know. Yeah. So, and it's just like, and that shit sucked, dude. I remember, like, I was sitting at one of our events, like, after a year, I just felt fucking small, you know, like, in the room, you know, I was sitting in the back. I was fucking super discouraged, you know, and I was like, this is stupid. Like, it's, you know, I'm like 13 months in, haven't made any money. Like, I'm seeing this. I was kind of seeing all these people and like doing like playing the comparison game, you know, and I was like, they're crushing it. They got started after me, you know, and then so, but it was that moment though is when it was like a defining moment for me where I was like, you know what, like never again, bro. Like, would I feel this way? Where I felt helpless in a sense, right? And then that's when I really got serious with like, you know, the books. I mean, just waking up earlier, getting my, you know, like my schedule on lock too, and you know, I cut out certain people, you know, and really just put the blinders on, bro, and just went to work. And then so like that, you know, and I feel like, but that's like even like an everyday battle too, you know, like because there's always like you just, you know, keeping yourself like, you know, on track, you know. But that's one of the major ones. Like I said, because with my story, like I feel like it's like I mean, it's definitely like, you know, it's like significant. But like I've heard other people's stories and shit too, where they, you know, like they go through some crazy shit growing up. You know. Yeah. For me, it was just like fuck. I was a fat kid. You know, I had it all. You know, my family took care of me, and then like eventually I was like, well, I got to become my own man.
I think the craziest thing for you, from my perspective, would just be being a vegan. This is dope. As we wrap up, is there anything else you want to add? It looks like we're about an hour or so deep into this. So anything else you want to add? Anything on your mind?
Dude, I just want to say, you know, thanks for having me out here. You know, like I love following like even your journey too. Thanks. And this is what this is why I even came out here too, because proximity is power. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, the more that, you know, we can network, I mean, with like-minded people, more entrepreneurs, bro. You know, so yeah, I definitely appreciate like what you're doing, the value you're bringing as well. Yeah. Other than that, bro, I'm looking forward to helping you get set with your machine soon, baby.
I know.
Get you off
I was thinking that. I was like, oh, maybe I should get a machine, but I don't have a faucet. I live here.
Okay. Yeah. Well, we're gonna have to get you a faucet in here too,
bro.
You're
gonna have to put a faucet in my office.
We're gonna hire because even I walked in, bro, I saw all those goddamn 5 gallons out there. I was like, bro.
Yeah. Those are Kangen 5 gallons.
No, they're not.
You guys didn't even know you invented those?
Bro, no,
I gotta let you know. Not a secret. Damn, dude.
Well, other than that, yeah.
Make sure you guys follow Ricky Aitken. Follow me as well. I'm starting a half-ass stand-up comedy just in case insurance. I'm just playing. Awesome. So appreciate you, brother. Make sure you guys, again, check them out. And we're out. Another episode of Adversity Kings. Hopefully nothing's messed up. We don't know.